Welcome back.
It's been a minute. How have you been?
I've been good, and you?
Well, I was seeing my ex for a bit and now I'm not seeing him anymore. That's it.
Feeling okay?
Yeah, I just feel like I don't have time to give anymore.
Fair enough. Taking a lot of time, this.
Yeah, having a business like this is so time consuming.
Anyway, today I was thinking that, we were thinking that we should be talking about bad habits and how to break up with your bad habits.
Yeah, that is part of the breakup diet. Breaking up with bad habits in relationships, within yourself.
Buckle up, bitches. This is gonna get bumpy. This is the breakup diet.
What's one trait that you think you want to break up with?
That I have?
Yeah.
Maybe jealousy sometimes.
You don't strike me as a jealous person.
I'm like a secret jealous.
Really?
It is there. If you know, you know. But when you don't bring up something straight away and you let it fester.
Oh.
I think that's a bad habit of mine, because sometimes you don't want to bring up something and then you sit on it.
It just snowballs into the worst argument ever. Basically like a make or break level of argument.
Yeah, literally. So I want to get better at not letting that happen. So letting the small things that really don't matter go. And then when I have an actual problem, bringing it up at the beginning, so that way it's not this huge argument.
So breaking up with shitty communication skills.
Yeah, I need to work on my communication skills.
How would you get there?
How would I get there?
Yeah.
I don't know. How would you get there?
Just talk.
Yeah, but it's quite hard to talk when you're in an argument.
Is. And you don't think of the right things.
You always think of what you want to say after. Are you good in an argument?
No, I think of the best comebacks maybe 2 years after.
It's a long time. I'll relive that argument, but it will be even the night or a few hours later, and I'm like, oh, I wish I said that. I feel like being like, you know when you said that part? Actually, I think this now.
And just like have a carrying on for another week after the conversation happened.
Yeah, but then you can't be bothered to do that because of how drained you feel.
Oh, it's awful. It's a really tough one.
What about you? What's a bad habit of yours that you would like to let go of?
I think I am a massive avoidant when it comes to either conflicts or just like little things where I'm like, oh, that made me feel uncomfortable. I think same as you, communication skills. I just wish I knew how to stand up for myself at that moment, because I've gone through really random and unnecessarily like uncomfortable situations in dating, in relationships, in marriage that I did not need to put up with.
Yeah.
And that's a habit that I really need to get rid of.
Why do you think we both have bad communication? Do you think it's just our generations?
I was going to say, were we neglected as kids?
No. You might be, but I wasn't. Sorry.
Yeah, I think mine probably stems from childhood, I can't lie. I can't imagine it from being your childhood, because your parents are nice. Your parents are great.
Maybe I must have felt neglected. I did go to boarding school.
Are you the middle sibling as well?
I'm the youngest.
That could be it.
Why?
Because you've got all these older siblings kind of being the elder ones and, asserting their dominance.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're onto something.
And you have a big age gap with your siblings, right?
Yeah, the smallest age gap is 5 years.
Oh my god, yeah, that could be it. Sorry. That was not relationshipy at all. Just trauma dumping our family stuff right here. Yeah. You can't even break up with your family.
You know you can get
emancipated.
Does that mean when you get like a divorce from your parents when you're young? You have to be like 16 or something. I remember my dad told me that. He was like, you can divorce me at the age of 16. I was like, brilliant. Give me the papers.
Was that his hint of like telling you to just
get out?
Go away. Yeah.
Get out. Earn your own money. Stop leeching off me. I'm like, no. I'll still be there at 24.
I'll be there forever.
I'm not going anywhere. So what do you think are some common bad habits that people have in relationships?
I think jealousy is a massive thing. Mm-hmm. Am I pronouncing that right?
Possessiveness, I think. The P word. Jealousy how? Like, in what way?
I can think of so many ways of jealousy in relationships because I've been there, done that. Looking at their follower count when it goes up by 20 girls. And
20?
You're like, oh yeah, there are certain nights where I see his profile and I'd be like, oh, he's followed 20 girls on the Saturday night. How many girls did he talk to?
That is one active man.
Then only 2 of them would follow him back.
He's counting his losses, isn't he? He's trying to spread his...
Spread his what? Holy moly, it's just girls.
I was going to say spread his seed, and then I was like, oh my God, he's trying to.
Please, I'm crying. And it's like when they follow Insta models.
Yeah.
Why at 2024 are you still following Alexis Ren?
Yeah.
Come on, 2016 was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Grow up.
But also, I don't get when guys go and follow loads of girls, like Insta girls or just like pretty girls on Instagram. And then when new girls look at their page, they're going to be like, why do you follow 500 girls and 10 males? It's weird and desperate.
And it's not even girls that they know.
No, they don't know them. That's what I mean.
Just random
Just hot
models.
girls. Hot girls. Maybe this is just me, but like if I go on there and see he follows all these just hot girls, I'm like, ew.
No, like for me, that screams of porn addict. Like you have to constantly just be looking at pretty girls all the time. Unattainably pretty girls.
Yeah.
Porn addicts are terrible. No, genuinely, they have this like weird darkness in their eyes.
You've obviously met one.
I'm not going to say it for legal purposes.
Now you know who it is.
Now we know who it is.
Break up with that bad habit. Watching porn.
Genuinely. And I don't want to be too explicit, but when you're with them, you can tell that they're porn addicts because the stuff they want to do is so vulgar. And you're like, oh, like, do you not care about me as a human being?
I have to ask, how did you find out? Did you walk in?
Oh, I've walked in on them watching it. But then there are some guys, they just watch so much of it and they project that shit in real life. The worst thing is when I walked in on them, it was someone that didn't look like me. I don't know whether that's bad or worse.
Yeah, what is that about?
Like the whole etched out BBL abs, the piercings, the tat. Because like he shut his laptop and I'm like, no, open that. I want to see it. I want to know what your type is. Just thinking like, oh, maybe if it looks like me, it'd be like, oh, like, hee. But I don't think that's even hee. Otherwise, that's like a fetish if he like looks at people like me as well.
Yeah, when he can have the real thing. Okay.
Exactly.
But why is he watching porn if you're there? That's what I don't understand. Like, if you weren't there.
I was there.
Just
like,
ask.
I'm next door.
Yeah, instead of opening your computer. Yeah. Men need to break up with that habit.
Genuinely. And what's scary is that kids have access to it so early on. Yeah. Now it's like at age 6, they can just go on the hub with their iPad.
Ew, that is just gross. I don't want to talk about porn anymore.
No, I'm just like reliving my worst nightmare.
But let's list off some bad habits just to get people thinking.
Okay. Lack of appreciation.
Yeah, that is a good one. Or if it's like one-sided too.
Oh my gosh, when one party makes an effort and the others doesn't.
Yeah.
I've had a horrible experience. So mine and my ex's, our birthdays were a day apart. His birthday was a day before me. And I did the whole shebang, like, you know, the massive balloons, the fancy cake, decorated the room, surprised him. And then the morning after, when it was my birthday, he printed out what he was gonna get me.
Ew.
He printed out a picture of a Rolex and goes, I'm gonna get you this.
You're like, where is it?
It's like, why would you tell me? Why would you not just get me the present for my birthday instead of going downstairs to concierge, being like, hey bro, can you make it in color?
That is weird. And then did he ever get it for you?
No.
Did he ever get you anything?
No.
In the bin. Another like bad habit I think about would be codependency. So if you can't not be with that person.
Oh no, that's the worst.
You've had that.
I've had that where to the point where I couldn't sleep without him. Even if he was in the next room, like...
This man does not sound very good. Porn and video games. I'm going to take a guess it's the same person.
So he'd be playing video games in the next room and I'd cry, being like, please just come to bed. Like, I can't go to sleep without you. That is codependency at its worst, and I will never go through that ever again.
Why did you have that?
I was just really insecure because he cheated on me.
Yeah.
Oh, what if he's like in the next room, like, yes, he's playing video games, but what if he's like chatting to so many other girls or like watching more porn?
Do you think porn's cheating? We're going back to porn.
I don't think it is, but I think it's cheating if he's talking to those girls. So if he's talking to an OnlyFans girls.
Okay. But not if they like Google porn.
Yeah.
I get that.
Ethically, I'm like, no, those girls should make money, but
No, because that's more than just like him looking at it. They're having conversations.
there's like a connection, I guess, through his membership.
So you know how in relationships people normally take like a long time to break up with the bad habit because they get stuck?
Yeah.
Why do you think people get stuck?
From my experiences, you're either stuck because you might be financially abused, where, you know, you rely on them for rent and all that stuff, or back down to you where you've got low self-esteem and you think, oh, this is the best I can get, you know, he's got all these other amazing qualities, and you put him up on this unrealistic pedestal, which is so not fair on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it's this generation of dating where everyone's grim and you just think, this is as good as it can get.
Yeah. And then you kind of compare. I think comparison is a bad habit too, actually.
100%. Everyone's trauma dumping and you're thinking, oh, my man is not bad as my friend's man.
Yeah, my man's not as bad because he never takes me out. But then my friend's man who always takes her out always cheats on her.
Yeah.
That was an example. That's not my man.
No, definitely not.
Give me like 3 of your personal bad habits.
My personal bad habits as a single person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an avoidant. I'm a doormat in that I'm just, whatever people want to do, I'll just follow. I don't really care. Even though there are times where I'm like, oh, I just wish we did this instead. I think it still stems down to the fact that I can't communicate properly.
Yeah.
Basically, whatever problem you have as a single person, you're going to translate that into your relationship. So you better sort that shit now.
Yeah, I get you. What would mine be? Mine would probably be...
As an individual, do you have any bad habits that you bring to the relationship?
Yeah. Insecurities. They probably come in.
Porn addiction?
Porn addiction sometimes, only on Saturdays though.
Latino men?
What did you say?
Latino men?
Latino men?
Footballers?
Oh, maybe. No, definitely not them. Maybe I'll go for something like...
Just say footballers. When your man watches this, he'll be like, oh, I'm happy.
No, he won't. He'll be like, what other footballers?
Should just be me.
My bad habits would probably be bringing my own insecurities in, jealousy to a certain extent, and then also I feel like I'm quite unemotionally available. It really took a long time for me to be open with my boyfriend.
I think it's an age and experience thing. This is your first major relationship, right?
Yeah.
These things just take time.
But I feel like some people can be so authentic, whereas I am authentic.
You are.
But there is definitely levels that
it's normal and human to be guarded to an extent, and I think that's just what you're doing. And I don't think that would be disrupting your relationship.
Well, it does, because sometimes you can't go further with a relationship. Not that I would want to go further right now, but I mean, you can't
progress.
Progress.
Yeah.
So it stops you doing that.
How would someone get over these kind of bad habits? What's a way to just end it apart from, I don't know, hypnosis?
I feel like with any bad habit, you have to recognize that you have the bad habit first.
Self-awareness goes a long way.
Yeah, how can you fix something if you're not
aware of it?
And then also if you don't want to change it.
That's
you know
the
what
worst
I mean?
thing, a stubborn person, when they know it, but they won't
change.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to know what is a real habit, I think, and what is just that relationship is toxic.
Yeah.
You know, because maybe it's not a you problem, it's a them problem.
Yeah, and they're just bringing out the worst version of you.
Yeah.
That's when you gotta end it. When you feel like you're losing yourself and turning into this bitter, negative person.
So, with all these bad habits, how can somebody bring it up to their partner without them having like a massive argument. Because I sit on stuff, like I said at the beginning. When I do bring it up, maybe the delivery isn't good. And then we get into a huge fight. How can somebody not get into a huge fight?
I think the key is for you to be super vulnerable and for you to ask your person what you want right now. So I would say, hey, like, I want to chat to you something. It's coming from like a really good place and I just want to fix it. And I want you to be patient with what I have to say.
Yeah, you could say something along the lines of like, I don't know what you were meant by this, but it makes me feel this way.
Yeah, put it to yourself as opposed to you did this, you did that. Just say,
I feel that way. Because somebody can't really argue with how you feel.
Yeah, exactly. They can argue with what you accuse them of doing.
So that's how you win the argument.
Yes! Little manipulation. Just the tiniest dosage.
I don't care if it's not correct.
That's how I feel.
God, that's so toxic. So, Ilma, if you had a partner that had like a bad habit, so say they were very jealous and very possessive of you, how would you help them be willing to change? Like, without just saying you need to change, because let's be honest, that's not going to work.
Oh, I can't lie. I've been there, done that with a jealous, possessive person. I can't do it again. I will ghost them. Genuinely. I'm sorry, this is like not the in-depth level of answer I was hoping to achieve, but genuinely, I've been in the worst toxic relationship where my ex was so jealous, so possessive.
What does that even mean? Like, give me some examples of those sorts of things. Like, what he would control what you wear, control what you do.
Control what I wore, hated the fact that I would hang out with men, even if they were gay. He would impose all these rules for me. So I can't drink after a certain time. I can only have 2 drinks if I'm out with friends. I can't hang out with...
But how would he know if you weren't?
I don't know, drunk calling him or something. I can't hang out in group situations where the guy to girl ratio isn't the same.
These are wild.
Really, really bad. Only for him to cheat on me. Honestly, my advice, not entertain it. Jealousy and possessiveness is a trait that they will never, ever try and overcome, and it's not yours to fix.
But you can have a minor jealousy. Because a little bit of jealousy, I think, is healthy.
Yeah, it's cutesy.
As in, like, it shows that they care a little bit. You know what I mean?
Like,
you can't control me, but I need to, like, know that there's some sort of fire in there.
Minimal amount of jealousy I could handle is if they're like, oh, are you wearing that? No, you look really great, but whoa.
It is hard. Like, I've never been in a situation where I've been with somebody that's been like, you can't wear this, you can't do that, you can't say that, you can't hang out with that person. I feel like I would find that very hard.
Oh my God, imagine them like picking and choosing which friends you can hang out with.
And then also, you do it too. You think you love this person and you don't want to be without them. And like, you know, the argument's going to be bad and you know how much drama it's caused that you just don't do it. So you suppress yourself.
Oh, it's hard. But don't do it. I'm telling you guys, don't do it. Choose yourself always. There are sometimes some habits are just with that person, and to let that habit go, you got to let that person go.
And what about a habit of like having somebody that neglects the other person's personal space? So like you to your ex.
I think that's where you'd need to investigate, where is that level of insecurity coming from? Where is that neglect coming from?
Yours was definitely because you got cheated on.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I can see that happening. If I had something like that happen, I could see myself doing that too. Because you just want to like be with them because you know if you're with them, they're less likely to do anything.
Yeah, and you have that peace of mind that, oh, okay, he's next to me. Surely he can't cheat while he's next to me.
Would you look at your partner's phone?
Yeah, how else do I find out he cheated on me?
I don't know how somebody just goes, give me your phone, let me look at it.
Oh, I would die. Even if I had nothing wrong there.
You feel like you've done something wrong even if you haven't.
You just have guilt because say like the early days when you're dating, you kind of make fun of them.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Make fun of them how?
I don't know. You just make fun of them with your friends because you don't... When you're dating like multiple people, you don't call them by their first names unless they've proven themselves worthy. So you call them like, I don't know, broke guy or hedge fund guy or, I don't know, like football guy. You just have all these like names for them.
What if it like comes up?
That's the thing. What if that comes up and they want my phone?
So the only time I've had something like happen where someone's seen my phone like that would be this one time I was seeing this guy and it ended. And obviously, I think I liked him quite a lot. I did like him quite a lot. Like a few years later, I ran into him in the airport and we ended up sharing a car back, and I don't know how, but like he obviously looked at my phone for something, or I don't know, saw his number, and like against his name, I had all these like vomit emoji and like gross emojis basically. And he was like, haha, why is that on my name? And I was like,
oh my God.
No idea.
Oh my God. Why was there vomit name to begin with? You can tell us.
I think I just thought he was slimy, so I like put all these slime and vomit and like, because he was, but like I still wanted him to want me.
Validation is a hell of a drug.
That is a bad habit too.
Oh, seeking validation.
Yeah.
Holy moly. It's like heroin injection.
You don't want somebody to not want you, but you don't want them.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's weird. Even if you don't care.
You still care because you still want them to want you.
Are you doing anything to work on that? No.
No. I did talk about it with my therapist, and she just said that it came down to me being abandoned. Blah, blah, blah.
You have a therapist, so you must talk over these bad habits.
Yes.
And does it help?
It helps in that she injects self-awareness into me.
Okay.
And with that self-awareness, I can defo be a bit more calmer in dating situations or even just general situations. I can approach it with like a few deep breaths. That's like an advice.
Were you self-aware before you had a therapist or no?
No, not at all.
I don't know if I am self-aware or not. I think I am quite self-aware. I feel like I know, but I don't want to be aware sometimes too.
Sometimes it's just nice to live in bliss.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Have you ever had when your therapist has told you something and you'd be like, no, that's not right?
No.
She's always right.
No, my therapist is always right. And it just, I mean, I get my money's worth out of her, but wow, like the self-awareness that I get injected with, I'm like, oh, great.
What would you do for somebody that doesn't have like a therapist or something? How would they become self-aware? Because how did you even make, this is another question, but how did you even make the decision to get a therapist? Was it after your divorce?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Things were so bad that you just needed answers to cope, and it's helped me massively. And the power of self-awareness has definitely prevented me in being in shitty relationships.
And you can pick up on things because she's told you things about yourself that make you see it in other people. It's like if you get a nose job, then you notice other people's noses.
Yeah.
If a man is really insecure, I think that's a bad habit because they will drag you down. They'll like make snarky little comments that then drag you down, even if you're a goddess.
Oh my God, yeah.
In every department, doesn't just have to be looks. It can be like any department.
Yeah, like intelligence, personality. I don't understand. They will go for women that are well like above them only for them to just basically butcher her up and bring her down.
Yeah, and then you end up feeling like you're not good enough to be with them. That's the worst.
Yeah, I can't tolerate that stuff. And I can't even listen to other people in relationships like that. Because I just want to shake the girl, be like, look, he's like putting you down. Get out.
If you were in that situation, would you?
Now I would, but obviously...
100%?
Yeah, definitely 100%. That's why I've never been in a situation since my marriage where someone's like put me down.
This is as good as I'm going to get. I feel like lots of people think that, so they stay in a relationship even if it's not good because of the fear of not finding something better.
Sometimes the better is just you being single and thriving, and we need to normalize that.
Yeah, I think it's just that people get scared being single because you don't have that comfortability of just calling somebody and being able to talk to them about your problems, that support.
No, I completely get that. But you'd rather just have people look at you and ask, why is she single, than why is she with that terrible person?
Yeah. Yeah. But whether they know he's a terrible person and it's not just like hidden behind the door.
Yeah.
What would you do for somebody that is, you know, being self-aware, taking the steps to get out of their bad habits? Because obviously things take time to develop and like for you to be at a place where you are like yourself. Right?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's still like a work in progress, but progress is progress and it's better than being in a shitty relationship.
But how do you keep somebody motivated to keep making the progress?
It's hard, but...
You know, they keep getting into bad situations, even though they've made self-progress.
Yeah.
What do you do then? Like, what's something that somebody can do?
I just feel like when it's that complicated, it's just a journey that they have to go through on their own and we just have to just watch.
Yeah.
We all get there in the end. I had to get married to find out, you know, married and divorced to find out how I deserve to be treated.
Have you ever had somebody where, like a friend, been in a really bad relationship and just not got out and had... So what do you do as a friend to her?
I can't be around her when she talks about her boyfriend. No, like, genuinely, like, I can't entertain it.
Is this because you have entertained it so many times and now you're fed up of entertaining it?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like the same recycled story.
Yeah, basically. And it's like, okay, at that point, it makes me hate women.
No,
genuinely.
Do not hate women.
No. These women are being so desperate and dumb for what? For crumbs? And I'm gonna be like, no, he's trash, when actually, like, I just want to bring the mirror to her face.
Yeah.
I don't know, women entertain so much bullshit that it makes me like, okay, I can see why men are the way that they are, because they can get away with it. There's so many women that let them get away with it.
Yeah.
Starting from their moms.
Yeah.
If you want me to tell you you're beautiful, I will 100% do that, but I'm not gonna talk shit about your man when you accept him the way that he is and that he's gonna be here in 10 minutes time for dinner. Like, I'm not.
That's the awkward thing. And then like they bitch and bitch and bitch about the same problems and then they turn off and the guy's there and you're like, oh yeah, hi. Like, I think it's okay to do it a few times, like in general, because I don't know, you vent to your friends, whatever, but it's when it's fundamental problems that like have been around a long time, then you got to tell them at one point, you got to tell them, be like, look, I can't talk about this anymore. Ilma, what is the biggest red flag that you've seen people just ignore in relationships?
Say when I meet someone's boyfriend for the first time and they're being rude to the waiter.
Ew.
And I'm like, to my friend, like, girl, how have you not noticed this? Ick.
That is gross. If they're rude to the waiter, that's just like, why? It doesn't do anything. It just makes the experience bad.
It's just embarrassing. Oh, one of my exes blew his vape to the security guard, to the bouncer, and I just felt so deeply disgusted. And it was with all my uni friends.
So icky. That's icky to feel that you're more entitled than somebody else just because of like
but just because
a job.
Of what? I don't get it. He had no job. All that arrogance, where is that coming from?
Childhood.
That's what it boils down to.
You gotta be careful when you're, you know, bringing kids into the world, I think. Like, I don't think people think about this as much as they should, actually. Like, even if you have a great home, there are so many small things that you might not realize is a problem that go into your kid, which is so scary, I think. Like, I find that really scary. Like, your bad habits of your parents, even if they might be minor things that you think, they get passed on. They definitely do.
They get passed on and, like, the kid, I don't know, releases it in a really different way.
Yeah. Or they might have, like, a combination of the two.
Yeah, and it just becomes, like, 10 times worse. Like, both of you have to be, like, completely healed from any trauma to be able to even entertain kids.
And willing.
No sex before the trauma's been healed.
Yeah, literally.
Straight up.
Yeah. Watch porn.
That's why they watch porn.
Have you ever had somebody when they've just complained about their partner's bad habits and everything, complained about this, and then they're actually the one.
Oh, they're the problem?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. A lot of my girlfriends. No, like genuinely.
Give me an example of like something.
Yeah, there are some examples where I'm like, like, you're the one that's just being really toxic. Like, giving your man the silent treatment. Like, grow up. Talk to him. If there's a problem, talk to him.
Communicate.
Yes! I think that's like the moral of this episode. Improve your communication and ban porn.
Yeah, that is. So if you're watching, that's what all you need to do for the rest of the time. Ban porn, it will fix your relationship.
Have like parental control on your boyfriend's phone.
Yeah.
And communicate. Make yourself vulnerable.
Emma, how can you recognize your own bad habits in a relationship?
Putting my pride aside. Being a bit self-aware. Being vulnerable.
Yeah, and also I feel like if you're always having the same kind of arguments with your partner, you look at those arguments and what they're about, and then you can kind of find what's going wrong. Yeah,
you can kind of see the underlying of it. What's the underlying issue?
Also, you have to think about how you feel, because if you're always feeling like drained or stressed, then there's obviously something wrong as well. Do you know any really bad excuses that people use to try to cover up their partner's habit?
Okay, so my partner specifically, because I did have a conversation with him about, the jealousy, the possessiveness. I did tell him, like, I'm feeling suffocated. And then he would say, no, babe, it's because I got dumped when I was 10 years old from the love of my life and I haven't really, like, recovered. Even though it's been 15 years, I haven't really recovered. You got to give me more time with these things. And, you've been my first girlfriend ever since then. And
get over it.
It's just like, okay, you're...
Yeah, you do have people say, like, oh, he's just doing that because of his job.
His job. It's like, bro, isn't he just on Excel for his job? Like, get over it. Tell him to control save.
Yeah. Literally, he's only doing that because he's really stressed at the moment. Isn't everyone?
Because you're stressed, you're going to treat me like shit? No, that's not how it goes. If you're stressed, get a stress ball, squeeze something.
On that note, I think we better end.
Yeah.